Hi guys, I am going to show you my top 5 essential glute exercises to build and sculpt your glutes. Now, these aren't the only ones, there's way more than this, but these are the absolute must-dos in your workout. So these are primarily going to be your compound movements and ones that you need to be doing every single week, practicing progressive overload to really ensure you build and sculpt your glutes. So personally for me, it took a few years to actually see results with regards to growing my glutes. Now, it is a process, it takes time. You need to be doing the right movements every single week consistently whilst increasing the weight or increasing the intensity of your workouts as you go along. Another really important factor is your food. You have to be eating enough when you want to build your glutes or any type of muscle, and particularly prioritizing protein. So just bear that in mind as well, that you can be doing all the workouts you want, but if your nutrition isn't right as well, building muscle will take a lot longer. So I'm going to show you the 5 exercises. You may have already heard of them or tried them before, but I'm going to show you the best way to perform these exercises in order for you to get optimal glute gains and target them in the best way possible. Okay, so when you're doing your hip thrust, you want to make sure that you have a good bench. Sometimes in the gyms, the benches are really high and they don't feel comfortable on your back, so just make sure you have one that's lower to the ground. You're going to set your bar up, roll the bar over your hips, and then bring the feet in. You want the feet just slightly wider than hip width distance apart to really target the glutes. Bring your hands on top of the bar, and we're going to move our bodies up so that we're on the bench. You want the bottom of your shoulder blades in line with the edge of the bench for this, okay? So, bring your hips up, just shuffle up a little bit. You're going to keep your chin tucked in towards your chest, looking straight ahead. Bring your hips down, keeping your back in a nice straight line. And then you bring the hips up all the way to the top. Make sure you really squeeze the glutes when you get to that top part of the movement, okay? Slow and controlled, you want to be able to hold for at least a second at the top of every rep. If you're finding it hard to really pause at the top and isolate the glutes, the weight might be a bit too heavy, so make sure that you're using a challenging weight, but a weight that allows you to maintain good form. This next one is probably my favourite of all of them, Romanian deadlifts. You can either do these with a barbell or with dumbbells, exactly the same. It just depends what feels more comfortable for you. Sometimes if I'm in a rush, I don't want to set the bar up and I'll just grab some dumbbells instead. Or if you're doing a home workout, you can use your dumbbells that you have at home. So I'll show you with the bar. I'm not going to add any extra weight onto this so that you can really make sure you see the form. Now, this particular movement, if you haven't done an RDL before, sometimes it can be tricky to get the hang of, okay? There are a few different mistakes that I see, but I'm going to show you exactly what you're meant to be doing and also how you should be doing them to help you target the glutes more, because sometimes you can do them and only feel your hamstrings. I'll show you some different tweaks in order for you to be able to feel it in the glutes. So, you want the feet hip width distance apart. You're going to grab the bar, whether it's got weight or not, you're going to bring your shoulders back. So you want your arms to screw in, okay? So you're going to screw the arms in, shoulders back. If you have weight on the bar, you're going to take the slack out of that, and then we're going to lift the bar up. Okay. Now from here, the most important part for you to really target the glutes, have a soft bend in the knees. If you've got your legs too straight, you're going to feel it in your back, you're going to feel it in your hamstrings. Soft bend in the knees, shoulders back. You're going to keep your chin tucked and look at the floor as you send the hips back, chest comes forward, come just to the middle of the shins, and then bring it back up. You want to keep the bar extremely close to the legs, okay? Or the dumbbells, whichever ones you're using. If you let the bar travel away from you, you may cause yourself a lower back injury, and you will definitely feel it as well. So, keep it nice and close, glide the bar along the legs as you come down. When you're down into this position, you want a nice straight back. I should be able to balance a glass of water on the back right now. Push through the heels as you bring it back up, okay? Your aim here is to get the hips back as far as you can, and then push through the heels. Start squeezing the glutes as you stand back up. Okay, so the next one will be our step-ups. Step-ups are amazing for glute growth. You could also do reverse lunges or Bulgarian split squats. They're the same kind of pattern in terms of the movement that we've got here. But I'll show you the step-ups just because I get a lot of requests on how to actually do these. So you want to make sure that you have a bench in front of something that you can hold on to. So I put it in front of the squat rack because I can hold on to this bar, and you'll need one dumbbell, okay? So you're going to bring your foot onto the bench. Now make sure that the back of your foot isn't hanging off of the edge. Bring it all the way forward because you're pushing through the hill as you come up. So you want that a good amount of coverage from the foot to the bench, okay? On the opposite side, hold your dumbbell and this free hand comes onto the bar. Now this back leg, you want to bring it back, get a nice wide stance and bring your chest forward. This is going to increase the amount of stretch that you have on your glute. Now from here, you're going to push through the hill on that foot and come up. So all the weight should be in this front leg. You want to make sure that you're not using the back leg to push you up, okay? So it's just going to lightly tap onto the floor and then it's the front leg that's doing all the work. Now you want to make sure you have your knee in line with the ankle. If it crosses the ankle, you're going to feel it more in the quad. So just reset, nice straight line from the shin all the way down to the ankle and push through the heel of your foot as you come up. You can also do these body weight. I'll show you a body weight rep. Push through the hill and focus on a nice slow descent as you come down. And this is going to help you target the glutes even more. Okay, next one we're going to do is our barbell back squats. Now, a lot of people tend to feel their quads when they're doing squats. So this is a way that I personally like to do it in order to feel the glutes more. I don't feel it in my quads at all when I do it like this. You will be using the squat rack, your bar, and you'll also need a bench for these as well, okay? So, to set the bar up, you want to make sure that it falls just below the shoulders, okay? From here, we'll come underneath the bar, and we don't want to rest it on the neck. You're resting it on the traps here. So get it nice and comfortable. We're going to step up, step back, and you want the feet just slightly wider than hip width distance apart. You're going to sit all the way down onto the bench, bring your back straight, and then push through the heels as you come up. All the way down, push through the heels, all the way up. When you're done, you just walk straight ahead and then lower the bar down. Now, important things to note on your squat form. You want to make sure that your knees aren't caving in as you come down or up. So keep the knees in line with the toes. Push through the back of the feet as you come up through the heels. And you want to make sure that when you come up, you're not thrusting forward or hyperextending the back, the lower back. This isn't really going to do much for your gains at all. You want to focus on good form. So you're going to come all the way down, push through the heels, and squeeze at the top, but you don't need to thrust the hips forward, okay? So try this the next time you're doing squats, sitting down onto the bench, and then pushing through the heels, bring it back up. You're gonna feel it a lot more in the glutes. And of course, I have to include our glute kickbacks. Now, the ones that I've shown you up until now are primarily your compound movements, the ones that are really going to build that muscle in your glutes. But for you to really shape your glutes, especially the upper part of the glute that everybody wants now, the shelf, you're going to need to add isolation movements like kickbacks. So, one thing to note is there are lots of different variations of glute kickbacks that I could show you. I'll probably do this in a separate video of all the different types of glute kickbacks there are for you to be able to target different parts of the glute. But I'll show you my favourite, and this is primarily for the glute medius, so it's going to really give you that upper rounded part of the glute look. So you're going to bring the band around your ankle. Now, from here, you want to step the other foot over the cable, tilt your chest forward slightly, and then this back leg, you're going to kick it up and then bring it all the way back in. Kick it up, all the way back in. Hold for a second at the top, and then slowly bring it back in. Hold, and bring it back in. Now, if your kickbacks are looking something like this, and you can't hold for a second at the top, reduce the weight. You really want to be able to go slow and controlled, hold, and then back in, okay? Now, these ones, you are going to really feel this. This is really going to isolate those glutes and help you get that shelf-like look. I hope this has helped. Let me know what you want to see next. Maybe you want to see more glute kickback variations or single leg movements for your glutes. Let me know in the comments and I'll make it to the next video.